All right, here we go, and we are live. So, today is the day the core PCE inflation report was released, and this is the Fed's favorite inflation gauge. So, what did the report say, and how do markets react? We'll talk about this. We also have several options expiring today, so let's take a look at it. What to do with them? Whether we let them expire worthless, let the roll them. I mean, tons of things to do. So, we'll take a look at this. And with that said, let's get started. So, welcome to Coffee with Marcus and Mark. And today is Friday, June 28th. And in this show, we are going to talk to you about what's happening in the markets and how we are trading it. All right. What's happening in the markets today? The core PCE report has been released. And I'm bringing up the E-mini S&P here on a 5-minute chart, Mark. And this is right here where the report was released. And it was the reaction was a little bit of surprise, don't you think?
I would absolutely agree. Traders and investors have been waiting for this report all week long, and it actually came in line with expectations, which was a positive for the inflation fight that the Fed is undergoing. And you would think that that would be good news, and there would be a nice reaction to the upside. Instead, we gave up some overnight gains with that initial move lower.
Yeah, it's super interesting. So it came in line with expectations. And this means that I think year over year, it is at 2.6%. This is one of the lowest readings that we have had since 2021, I believe. So, this being the lowest reading and getting close to the 2% that the Fed is targeting, you would think that there's fireworks. So, I mean, honestly, I don't even know why initially we had this reaction to the downside. But you see, as soon as the markets open, we had the reaction to the upside. But now moving down again. And it's kind of like, what's happening here?
It is interesting. Again, I would think, or you would think that there would be a little bit of a relief rally there, but maybe it's a little more about selling the fact, right? Selling the actual news rather than the rumor, and maybe a little bit of profit taking going into the weekend and what could be a slow week.
Yeah, because next week we have 4th of July, Independence Day. So markets are closed on Thursday. So this kind of means that markets will be also extremely slow on Friday. And we have an early close on Wednesday. So if you think about it, we kind of have only 2 full trading days next week, Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. And I mean, after the initial move higher, I think traders said, okay, should we really make new all time highs? Or is this kind of what we're expecting? Because here's the deal. So it's a bit tricky when we say, okay, we expect inflation to be better. And based on this, we're moving higher. Then the number comes out and it is better than expected. And we move higher again. Then we expect it to be higher again. It just kind of doesn't work this way. This is why you say probably a little bit of buy the rumor that it will be good and then sell the facts. Kind of what we are seeing here this morning.
Exactly. And again, this is what the Fed wanted to see, and it's a good thing for the market. You mentioned that inflation slowing to its lowest annual rate since 2021, so a little more than 3 years. And all of this is positive, but also there really wasn't a surprise, right?
Right, and this is where if you look here at what Fed funds futures traders are factoring in, not too much has changed.
Yeah.
Everybody's still convinced nothing's going to happen in the July meeting, and everybody is still giving a rate cut in the September meeting, a 2/3 over a 1/3 probability. So, kind of like 67% over 32% that it stays the same. So, long story short, after today's report, it's still a huge question mark. What will the Fed do?
Yes.
Now,
Still
we do
some
have one more
uncertainty.
reading of the PCE before the next meeting, and I think that this will influence it now. But it's kind of like, oh, we've been waiting the whole week for this report. I mean, look at this. It has been a very, very slow week if we're zooming in here and we see what is happening. So here we have Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. I mean, so Monday a little bit lower and then kind of drifting higher, but more or less where we were like a week ago. So we're definitely consolidating here. So I was hoping for a little bit more of a reaction today to either side.
Yeah, I mean, even the VIX is just flat for the day, so it's just kind of what's next now, right? What do we look for next?
Yeah, and this is where it goes back to having some retailers reporting earnings. And when we talked about this, who was reporting yesterday who already took a nosedive?
Yesterday it was.
I can't remember, but we looked at some retailers this week. Oh, we had Walgreens Boots Alliance that
Oh, that's
moved
right.
lower.
That's right.
We had, Levi Strauss jeans that moved lower. And today, Nike and KE also reported earnings, and earnings same as the others, better than expected. Slightly dip in the revenue, but it's all about guidance, right, Mark?
Yeah, guidance being the big buzzkill here for Nike. So, lowering their full year, cutting their full year guidance. Investors did not like that, and Nike just getting hammered down almost 20%.
Yeah, even though look at the profitability. I mean, revenue was slightly down 2%, profitability was up 20%. But yeah, as you said, it's all about this. And then Foot Locker seems to be just following. I mean, Foot Locker, it's coming back right now, but earlier it was a sympathy move with Nike, where Foot Locker was also down. We're still down 2%, but I think it was earlier around 6% or something like this.
Yeah, it was a lot bigger and a little bit of a reversal there, but no surprise that there'd be a little bit of a sympathy reaction.
Yeah. I wanted to go back. Didn't we have also, was it today or yesterday, where we had home prices being reported? It doesn't show on the economic calendar here, but I saw that home prices are cooling down, which is kind of again what Powell has been saying all along. So right now it seems that the typical house sold for 0.3 less than its asking price, and that's good. I mean, after years where we heard about okay, it's all above the asking price, so that actually is kind of good news and is helping the Fed's fight against inflation.
Sure, absolutely.
All right, before we look at our position, one more stock that we need to look at because last night, was the presidential debate. And this morning, initially, DJT, Trump Media Technology Group, was jumping higher. Right now, just moving a little bit lower, but earlier this morning, it was jumping almost 10% in pre market trading.
Yeah, a little bit of a spike there, but all gone now and down 1%. Interesting to see that reaction and a little follow through early on and also pre-market,
Yeah.
but gone now.
Gone now, gone now. All right, let's take a look at our trades. And we're trading two strategies right now. So we're trading the WTF strategy, win the fear, where the idea is to buy stocks after a dip. And here we see a very typical example of Moderna. So we see that Moderna has made a dip. So this is when we're getting a buy signal, expecting a temporary bottom and a buyback. So we're looking for oversold situations here. And this is, I want to say, one of the very typical situations that we are looking for. So Moderna, this is a trade that you entered at 121 around there.
Yep. And it was up nicely this morning, looking pretty good, but has reversed a little
Yeah.
bit.
So slightly down here, not a whole lot movement yet. So we'll see. Then we also have RTX and RTX, same deal here. We did have a trade where it was dropping and we bought it here, exited it a little bit later. So this was a profitable trade. Now, after RTX had another drop, this is where we bought it again. And we bought it at 101.47. Right now, also slightly trading below, but it seems that it's finding some solid support here at 100. And we're just waiting for the next move higher.
Exactly.
All right. PDD, Pinduoduo. We might have jumped the gun here a little bit early, but we see a nice bounce back today. So if you're zooming in, see the same oversold situation. So we bought it. Where pretty wide, right here at 139.63. So we thought there was some more support, didn't hold, was moving a little bit lower, and right now seems to be bouncing back a little bit, but still $6 below our entry point here.
Yeah, yesterday was a rough day, but nice to see a little bit of a bounce today.
Yeah. No exits for us just yet. No new positions for us. So this is the three positions that we have on. I skipped the Moderna trade, so I have two of them on, and we'll see what happens going into next week. And then we do have the wheel, and we have a lot of action there. So first up, CSIQ. And this will be kind of a nail biter. Will we get assigned or not? So we are already in CSIQ and decided to fly another rescue mission by selling the 1550 puts. And this morning at first, CSIQ was moving higher, well above 1550. Right now, we're trading at 1520. So if we do get assigned here, we will lower our cost basis.
Interesting movement today. Got as high as 1570, opening up at 1548. Looked like we were leaning towards a move higher, but right now trading near session lows. Either way, it works for me. If we close above 1550, then I am okay letting that expire worthless and then looking to sell puts again next week. Close below 1550, we'll pick up shares, get assigned, and it will lower our cost basis.
And that is the plan. So you will know exactly on Monday what happened here because we are definitely watching this going into the close, but nothing that will do. Either we get assigned or it expires worthless. Now, HAL, also quite interesting here of see what's happening. So we did get assigned at 34.50 and we're able to sell calls against it. So today our calls are expiring, which means that if we move above 34.50, we will get called away. And if we stay below, it expires worthless. What are you rooting for? And are you considering rolling this option?
You know, I would love to have an opportunity to sell calls on Halliburton again next week at the 34.50 level. So I am rooting for these to expire worthless. And I did take a peek at rolling. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of a premium on the roll, at least with where we're at right now. So I really don't see a roll being on the table either. Getting called away if there is another push higher in Halliburton. Halliburton only got as high as 34.13, so 34.50 might be a bit much for today. Most likely these calls will expire worthless, and then we could see where they're trading on Monday.
Yeah. All right. And then next, IWM. So IWM, it's another one where we don't know where it will end. It's so we got assigned at 202. We sold calls against our position at 202, and this morning we were trading as high as 204.64. So it looked like okay, this is up and away. Right now coming back, trading right now at 202.65. So this might also be. Will we get called away, or will we keep the position and will we be able to sell more calls and collect more premium next week?
This one's definitely going to be a nail biter, and another one where I looked at the premium for a roll. Right now, you might be able to get a $1.38 credit, and that might be enough to get 30%. But I'm going to see where this one ends up. Actually, it's just barely 30%
Yeah.
annualized, 31% annualized. So we'll see where this ends the day.
All right. And then we have UPS. UPS just stuck in this range that we have down here. So the range that is
Yeah.
between around 140 and 134 on the low side. So this is where right now, again, dead smack in the middle of the range, trading at 136.65. So nothing for us to do on this one. We need to wait until it breaks out of this range first.
Yep.
All right. So this is what's going on with our positions. Did you see anything interesting today that you were considering trading?
Nah, on the wheel side, it was super quiet with the move higher. So nothing that got my interest. And yeah, with lower volatility and not a whole lot of movement, no surprise there. I did look at Nike, but Nike's just kind of sitting in the middle of nowhere. So there was some premium with that move lower. And this is where at times we might do an earnings play where if there is just a ton of volatility in those puts and the stock's trading near some really, really strong support, it might be something to consider. But this, yeah, there could be a little more downside here.
Yeah, it seems this way. And again, it would have been different if maybe it was trading a little bit lower and we would have been able to catch the, I don't know, 82, 80. But here, since now it is kind of in nowhere's land and we don't see any solid support until all the way down here. As said, I mean, right now it could be that there's a little bit more downside potential. So therefore, I agree. I did not see this as an earnings play.
Same.
All right. Well, we'll take a look at what the markets are doing because they're all over the place. But it is this time of the day. Do you have a good joke for us?
I think I got you, Marcus.
All right.
I got you. What does a 747 sound like when it bounces?
I don't know.
Boing, boing, boing.
Okay. All right. Well, I surrender because I had another race to the bottom, and this is where I thought, let's not even bring it because I also thought I have a good one today, but don't. So I'll spend the weekend thinking about a good one, and I'll get you back on Monday.
Yeah.
But hey,
research and studying.
You got this today. All right. Congratulations. All right. So these weird markets, again, I mean, moving higher at first. And right now, it seems to be almost a fight around the 5,500 level because this has been a significant level. This is a level that the S&P 500 breached earlier. Let's just go back to a daily chart and has not been able to close above 5,500, I think. Here, no, closing price below. So we have not been able to close above 5,500. And I think this is where today the question is, will we or won't we? I'm in the camp we won't. I think that traders are respecting it as a level and say, nah, the news was okay. It's what we expected. It wasn't great. So therefore, let's keep this level intact for now.
I can't even do a cookie bet with you, Marcus, because I feel the same way. Maybe we end the day positive, but I don't think we're going to move higher from here to at least end the day.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's where we are. So next week will be a shortened week, but you will know on Monday what happened to our CSIQ options, to our IWM options, to our HAL options, and we'll see if you get some more WTF trades. So if you found this information today helpful, do us a favor and give us a like. Really appreciate all your likes. If you think that this was worth sharing, there's a share button right underneath. Leave a comment and let Mark know how much he won this morning with the boing, boing, boing joke. I really like it. And then we will see you again on Monday. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Happy trading, everybody.